Good morning, world. I am Judy, your web-based therapist, making therapy accessible and convenient for our clients in Florida and New York, and of course, sharing information worldwide. Today, I want to take a moment and talk about 5 easy tips to help that can help improve your mental health. Because a lot of times when we mention mental health or when we talk about mental health, people often go to therapy or even sometimes medication as ways to help with mental health. But there are some basic things that you can do on your own to help improve or maintain your mental health. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. But before I get into that, I want to take a quick moment and say, if you are subscribed, thank you so much for being a part of our awesome world. If you're not yet subscribed, please take a moment and click the subscribe button below so you can join all this awesomeness. And remember to tick the bell so that you are notified when I post new videos so you don't miss anything. And of course, if you'd like to purchase 1 or 3 of my books, there's also a link below that will take you to a site that shows you all your different options of places where you could get 1 or 3 of my books. All right, let me get back to it. The first thing is make time for self-care consistently. A lot of times when we talk about self-care, people often go to how they don't have time or they will start doing it, but it's something that they do if or when they have the time, they have the energy for it. Self-care is not a when you can do it type thing. Self-care is an everyday commitment that you make to yourself. Taking time and making time for self-care allows you to take care of the body, take care of the mind that you are asking to carry the load every day. Making time for self-care allows the opportunity for your body to be healed, your body to be in a good place to carry you through. But unfortunately, there is no such thing as found time. In order for self-care to happen, you have to make the time. And it's not you make the time on an easy week, it's you make the time consistently. That's the best way to make self-care work for you is when you are consistent with it. When you are not just, hey, I did it this month, if I have time next month. No, it is something you plan for, something you schedule, just like you schedule anything that you value, anything that is important to you. Just as you schedule all those things, make sure that you are scheduling regular, consistent time for self-care. And of course, that you are respecting that schedule. 2, be intentional and mindful about your words or with your words. A lot of times, the things that we say, the words that we use can have great impact on our mental health because these are messages that we are putting out there, pretty much putting on ourselves. So making sure that you are being very intentional about the words that you use. The words that we use have great power on our behaviors, on our thoughts, on our emotions. So making sure that we are using the words that we intend, the messages that we intend to bring into our lives, the messages that we want to speak into our lives. We want to be intentional about using the type of words that bring those messages. So it's not that you're not that bad. It's that you're good because you're having a good day. It's not that, you don't know or you can't do it. It's, hey, I don't want to do it or I don't feel like doing it. And if it is something you feel like doing, you want to do it. It's using words that are more empowering, words that give you more control over your environment, words that indicate a greater sense of ownership on your life. So being very mindful and intentional with the words that you are using. 3, have an outlet for and address issues as they present. A lot of times what people will do is they just let things pile up. An issue comes up and rather than addressing it in the moment, so they allow situations, smaller issues to keep piling up until they get to the point where they can't handle it anymore. Rather than waiting until it piles up, address issues as they come up. However it is that you are addressing your stressors, however it is that you are addressing any problems that come in, whether it is through exercising, you're journaling your stress away, you're venting with a friend, you're seeing a therapist, whatever your outlet is, make sure that you have an outlet for situations as they come up so that you don't have to wait 2 or 3 months or until you blow up to address all the issues at once. Address every single issue as it is being presented. And of course, having an outlet makes it easier to do that. 4, protect your peace. Set limits, set boundaries. Decide what you want in your world, what you want in your environment, and protect that space. Protect your peace. This means that you are going to set boundaries with the type of content that you are taking in, meaning that if you don't want to be constantly bombarded with the negativity or all the awful things that are happening in the world, that you set those limits. Hey, I'm not going to be watching terrible things on the news at 11 before I go to bed. Hey, I don't want to spend 3 hours, or I don't want to every moment of every day talk about all these negative things that are happening around the world. It's not that you're going to stick your head in the sand and not know what's happening. It's just that sometimes we have a tendency to overdo it, and we spend a whole day in the negativity, and that drains you. That hurts. That eats away at your peace. So make sure that you are protecting your peace, and that you are setting boundaries. This means boundaries with, hey, how much are you going to be doing for people? When you decide, hey, today is my mental health day. Setting boundaries mean not allowing your friend or your family to decide, hey, since you have a mental health day, can you do this for me? No, if it is your mental health day, if it is your rest day, it's your rest day. A rest day, a mental health day does not mean, hey, time for you to do stuff for other people. Make sure that you are setting boundaries. When you set times for yourself, make sure that you're taking that time and not allowing others to come fill that time with their obligations or with what they believe is more important than what you have going on. Setting limits on what the conversations that you're having, the content that you are consuming, avoiding the traumatainment. All those things, setting those limits can help you keep and maintain a healthier mental health, help you maintain your mental health where you want it to be. So set boundaries, set limits, and most importantly, enforce them. 5, allow yourself to be human. There's so many things, so many reasons, so many ways to do more, to not mess up, to this, to that. There are so many limits, so many ways that society is pushing us to be perfect. Society is pushing us to be machines. Society is pushing us to be anything but us. Allow yourself the opportunity to be a human, a full human being, a human person that has feelings, that has a body that requires rest, that has a body that has to stop working at some point and go home, that has to stop working and eat. A human person that sometimes does not get it right the first time. All these little things, giving yourself the opportunity to be human, goes a long way. It helps reduce the pressure that we put on ourselves. A lot of the stress that many people experience comes from the pressure that they and society or that they allow society to put on them. The pressure to be a lot more than you already are, like as if what you already are is not enough. You are more than enough. You do more than enough. But a lot of times we allow society to add more to our plates. Do what you can. Do what you're willing to do. Do what feels comfortable for you. And don't allow others to force you or push you into more. Take the time that your body needs for rest, because that's what you've decided. That's what your body is asking for. Do it. Don't take the time to be human. Allow yourself to be human. If you're working on something and for whatever reason you got it wrong the first time, there's always the second time to get it right. It's okay. Sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes we don't get it right the first time. Sometimes we're not able to perform at the same level that we used to. I know I definitely can't do certain things that I used to be able to do when I was 25 because, it's almost 20 years later. So sometimes we need to give ourselves this break. We need to allow ourselves to just be human. That's it. Be human. Okay, so let's do this quick recap. 1, make time for self-care consistently. It's not when you have time. It's not every now and then. It's a consistent thing that you are going to plan and schedule for. 2, be intentional and mindful of the words that you are using. Speak into your life the words, the messages that you want in your life. Use the words use the right words. 3, have an outlet for and Address issues as they present. Don't just keep letting it pile on and waiting it until it gets so bad that you can't handle it anymore. Address it as it address everything as they come up. 4, protect your peace. Set your boundaries. Set limits. Decide what you want in your world. Decide what you want to take, what information you want to consume. When you make time for you, make sure that you are respecting that time and that you're insisting that others respect that time. Your boundary, when you set boundaries, make sure that not just everyone else, but including you, everybody, respect those boundaries. And finally, allow yourself to be human. You are a person. You are not a machine. There are a lot of things that you can do, but sometimes your body needs rest. There are a lot of, sometimes your body sometimes you may not get it right the first time. Allow yourself to be human and all that it means to be a human person. And yeah, everything else will work out. And it reduces a lot of the pressure that we put on ourselves when we remember and allow ourselves to be human. Yeah, that's it. As always, if you or someone you know happens to be going through something that's more than you can handle, please remember that there are professionals like myself who are available, able, and willing to help, and are even providing remote services who can assist with whatever you may have going on. So please figure out who those people are in your community so that if you need them, you can reach out and get the help that you need. And that is all we have for today. Good morning, world. Have an awesome day.